Stop it.
We got to take all the plastics off from under. We'll go through that and drop the subframe. Ow.
I'll feel you.
Alright, so it's actually the next day. We did not get a chance to finish this last night because when we started retapping the hole on the subframe, it got dark really quickly. So we still have everything disassembled. The next thing we're going to do is hop on under here, and we need to get to those downpipes. So I need to grab the creeper, go behind the wheel well, and start disassembling stuff. Well, honestly, there's nothing to really disassemble. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to do each one at a time. So I'm going to pull this guy, and then my O2 sensors, the pre-cat O2 sensors are plugged in right here and right here. So I just need to unclip these, unplug them, and then we'll go front and then rear. Alright, so under here we have our 13 mil bolts, and then we have two more right there and right there on the other side. I hope I don't have to take off this fucking motor mount just to do that, but if I do, well, that's just what I gotta do. Out with the old and in with the new. And if you're wondering how I got the O2 sensors off, it's just a 10-inch adjustable wrench and brute force. And the handle to my jack. But anyway, now that we got this on here, I just need to torque everything down. And then we'll put this one in and pop the second one out. So the V-Band gaskets are inside the turbos. Well, they're recessed into the turbos. So all I'm really going to do is see if I can pull this one out first and then take the other one out. But if I can't, then I'll do them at the same time. Just hopefully I don't have to. Alright, so the front turbo downpipe is not lining up whatsoever. So let me show you. As you can very clearly see, it's in there, it's tightened up, all's good, right? This is way off. This one bolted up fine, but this thing is way off. Look at that. And I even took off the brace down there. This is so far off, it's not even funny. And you can't bend this down into place. Like, that's the furthest it goes, and it still has a gigantic gap. And that's not something that the bolt can even reach to pull it in. So at this point, I have no idea what to do because it's just not going to work.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Alright, so it's been a couple days. So if I remember where I left off correctly, we were under the car, and I was having a bit of an issue getting the downpipe tightened up or lined up. So all I ended up doing just to get it lined up was I just loosened the V-band for the part where it connects to the turbo, tightened up the connection to the rest of the exhaust system down low, and then tightened up the V-band. I didn't take it off completely because I didn't want to have issues lining it up again. So I just loosened everything up because it was full tight. So it was torqued down and everything. So we wanted to just undo that, and then you'll have no issues. After that, the install is literally the reverse, or sorry, putting everything back together is literally the reverse of what I was doing before. So it's, like I said, it's been a couple days, and obviously I had to have driven the car by now. But I was wearing headphones. I have no idea where they are now because I've been off for a day, and I was just wearing them while I was going to work and coming home from work, so that I would have like a legitimate reaction to what the exhaust sounds like. I'm not expecting it to be too loud, obviously, because we have stock exhaust. We've just gotten rid of a lot of the restrictions from the downpipe. So let's get some sound clips. Yeah.
12 seconds later.
Alright, so, didn't sound too bad. At least I don't think so. From inside the car, it's definitely more of a moderate sound, so you can see real quick. Like, it's not, it's loud, obviously, but it's not crazy loud. So you can see, like, all my different fucking errors going on right now. There's a lot of stuff. Obviously, the check engine or the service engine light is from not being on a tune with the downpipes on there. It took a minute for that to pop on. I did notice that there were no codes, and I didn't clear anything. There were no codes for like 3 or 4 days after replacing the downpipes, but they popped up, I think, like yesterday or like the day before. So obviously you need to tune. The car runs great. It still pulls and everything. So I'm gonna listen back to the sound clip and see what it hears like through there. Doesn't sound bad at all. No, not at all. So I gotta say, I quite like stock exhaust with catless downpipes. It's comfortable in the car. It's not too loud. No drone. No nothing. Outside though, it sounds really good. Like, that was only revving up to 4K on the last bit there. The other ones were like 2.5, 3. But the last one I just kind of went 4K. I just kind of wanted to like get the little black smokey dope that the 335s like to do. But I gotta say, I like the sound of it. I like it. Of course, we're gonna have to go more loud at some other point, maybe sometime in the future. We'll see. I want to see, because like I've been looking at like the catback exhaust market, and there's a whole bunch of different options, not all of which are available on YouTube. So like you can't get sound clips and stuff. So I'm gonna see what I can do with that. But before we do that, we got to get a tune on the car so that we can get a little more power out of having these catless downpipes. And then maybe like a front mount intercooler or something. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, pretty much install is really straightforward. If you want to go to the links that I did with completely dropping the subframe, you can. If not, you're not gonna have an easy time ahead of you trying to get past those axles and that engine mount. That's the biggest issue, is like the front turbos downpipe follows that engine mount because it kind of cranes down and goes over it. So like the downpipe goes over and then the engine mount kind of cranes down under it. So it's, I don't know, it's weird to explain, but you can kind of see it there in the video. Getting past that and the axle and trying to get those in there, I'm personally glad I dropped the subframe. It didn't take much longer to do it. The only thing is, like, you need that support bar to do so. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Obviously I'm back. I'm gonna be doing a couple more videos. I'm gonna do like a comparison like video, not really a comparison video. I'm gonna do some BMW like topic ones, not necessarily installs, to see how like that fleshes out, because I need content on the channel. Honestly, I've been missing making these videos for the almost year it's been since I've uploaded, and the fact that I haven't lost subscribers and in fact gained subscribers really honestly gives me a lot of confidence in this. I appreciate what we have so far. I think last time I checked, I'm at like the channel's at like 425 or so. But yeah, pretty much that's it. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you very much. If you watched the whole thing, thank you very much and didn't just skip to the end for sound clips. But that's going to be it for me today, guys. I don't know why I'm covering my mouth. I've been Derek. This is Fatal RPM, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
I recall Central Park and fall. gang, gang.